outside of Gaza here on day 18 of the Operation Cast Lead to stop the Hamas terrorist rocket attacks against Israel. For 8 straight years, these attacks have been perpetrated against Israel's cities in the southern portion of Israel. And as 18 days ago, Israel has responded with overwhelming force to quell this terrorist infrastructure that has had 8 years to build up throughout Gaza, right on the doorsteps of Israel.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Here I am live outside of Gaza on day 18 of Cast Lead against the Hamas infrastructure. Behind me, the IDF has struck again to knock out the terrorist infrastructure of Hamas, which has been shelling Israel for 8 years straight indiscriminately. 4 months ago, a young boy lost his leg from a Hamas rocket, and it goes on daily. The schools shut down, the commerce is broken up, the economy is suffering in southern Israel for 8 years because we have rockets attacks on the southern portion of Israel. No other democracy in the world would sit back and let its people be pounded with rockets for 8 straight years. This has been 17, 18 days of an operation, and the world is calling for Israel to end its operation. Just remember, 8 years Israel has taken these rockets, for 8 years, when you want to talk about stopping the attacks, okay? All Hamas has to do is stop the attacks. Let's watch some more of the footage. You know, nobody wants to see children killed, but the Hamas leaders surround themselves with children. Everywhere they go, they send suicide bombers, they send rocket crews out to shoot rockets at Israel, and then they hide themselves surrounded by children. If they go to the grocery store, they're swarmed with children. If they go anywhere, to the bathroom, they make sure they're covered with children because they know that they won't be attacked by Israel. But you know what? For 8 years, that has worked. But for 8 years, Israel has been suffering all kinds of situations in the southern part of Israel. Broken economy. The children of Sderot are all suffering from psychological damages from running to the bomb shelters day after day. Ask anybody that lived through World War II in London how that affected the rest of their lives. They had nightmares. And you've asked these people in Israel to live with this for 8 years. Well, it's not going to happen any longer, people. Israel has reacted. It's called Operation Cast Lead. This is day 18 of the operation to stop the rockets against the Israeli citizens. Nobody likes to see children killed, but these Hamas leaders surround themselves. They're dug up under the hospitals. They're dressing like doctors inside the hospitals. They're doing, and this is a democracy. The Israeli leaders have the obligation to protect their people, and that's what they're doing here. It's taken 8 years, but this is day 18 of the operation. Okay, I got choppers flying over the top of me. I got the IDF working inside of Gaza right now to take out Hamas. It's very important, because if we take out Hamas, that's one step towards a Palestinian state. Because without terrorism, there would have been a Palestinian state years and years and years ago. The only problem with it, the Hamas mentality is they want a Palestinian state, but they want it at the expense of no Israel. They want all of Israel to be a Palestinian state, and that's not going to happen, people. This is a nuclear power, okay? We're not going anywhere here. We will work with anybody, we will deal with anybody, and we will negotiate with anybody. But if you try to sit back and shove it down our throats, shoot rockets at us for 8 straight years, and tell us by this guy from the UN coming down here, Ban, he's coming down here telling us that we have to stop reacting and self-defense with our nation. That's not going to happen. This is 2009, okay? We're going to react. Thank you. You going in today? You going in? You going in? Inside? Yeah? Be safe, man. You know, you never see a 40-year-old suicide bomber or a 50-year-old. You always see young boys. Why is that? Why do they have their young boys doing all the dirty work, all the work that requires death and blood? Okay? These Hamas leaders are despicable. They're dug up under the hospital. They're dressed as doctors inside the hospital. They surround themselves with little children, even though they're the most wanted killers in the entire world, and they know that they have hits out on them, but yet they want to endanger the children at the expense of their own safety. Well, that's not going to cut it, people. We don't want to see any deaths here, but you know what? We have to protect our own children, too. Hopefully, they will come to their senses and stop firing rockets at our children. For 8 years, this has gone on. 8 years. This is day 18 of an operation, okay? 8 years these rockets have been fired at Israel.
We got all the news crews out here from all over the world monitoring the situation, taking the story back home. Some versions are different than others. Some concern more about Israel's offensive, and others are concerned more about the Hamas rockets. Well, if there wasn't Hamas rockets, there wouldn't be any Israeli spies.
It buzzes like a fridge, it's like a ditching radio.
Outside of Gaza here on day 18 of the operation, cast lead to stop the Hamas terrorist rocket attacks against Israel for 8 straight years.
It's making me feel ill when we have crashed a
overwhelming force to quell this terrorist infrastructure that has taken 8 years to build up throughout Gaza, right on the doorsteps of Israel.
This is what you'll get. This is what you'll get when you mess with us. I've given all I can, it's not enough. I've given all I can, but we're still on the payroll. This is what you'll get. This is what you'll get. This is what you'll get.